YouTube, what's good, man? It's your boy PNF Keith. We back with another reaction. Now, we got a quick video. Well, it's like 11 minutes. It says why rappers are afraid, or why rappers are scared of Eminem. Now, we all know why, because it's like committing suicide. You diss Eminem, your career is over. It's like, why even take that risk? But you know, some people be acting crazy, acting stupid, and they be willing to risk their own careers dissing Eminem. So we finna react to it. Someone actually paid for this. They hit the super thanks button. It was like a $5 donation. I appreciate that. Like I said, it don't have to be the $10 one. They could be 3, 5, 7, and I think it's a couple options. But yeah, hit the super thanks button on my most recent video, the 50 Cent one, because it's only on some videos that's not copyrighted. Like the song reactions, I don't get paid for it. I just do them because I strictly support y'all and I love y'all. But if y'all support me and love me, help a brother out. You feel me? Donate a couple dollars. We gonna skip your recommendation ahead of everybody else's, and yours will be number one. Either way, I'm gonna still react to everybody's recommendations regardless. But if you want yours reacted to sooner, donate a couple dollars. But with that being said, y'all, let's jump right into it because this seems interesting. We got why rappers are scared of Eminem.
This guy, he's a father, a rapper, a producer, and he is a career killer. Like every other rapper in history, beef is like a dinner for Eminem. When I say dinner, it not only means it happens pretty often to him, but also means
he will eat that alive.
And yes, the feud between Eminem and the first victim of this video started with this guy. It's 2002.
But who would think, though, that after rappers see reduce another rapper, they wouldn't fuck with him? They'd be like, well, let me just leave him alone. But they'd still be stupid. And who y'all think will win a rap battle out of 50 Cent or Eminem? Who y'all got, like a rap beef? You know 50 Cent be true and heavy and all that.
Alive.
And yes, the feud between Eminem and the first victim of this video started with this guy. It's 2002, and Eminem and Dr. Dre have just signed a guy from Queen named Curtis Jackson, better known by his stage name 50 Cent.
50 Cent a villain.
A new artist was signed to a new label. That's pretty normal, right? But 50 Cent was not that normal. That was the guy who was shot 9 times and survived. That same guy also released a track saying that he robbed everyone in the industry and had an ongoing feud with Ja Rule, a huge name at the time. Ja Rule surely didn't feel comfortable about it. He started to aim at M by releasing a diss track titled Loose Change. In this track, Ja took shots at M by calling him Feminem, or saying,
Ja, that was the most stupidest mistake you could do. Why would you ever diss Eminem? This lead, you should have left him out of it.
He started to aim at M by releasing a diss track titled Loose Change. In this track, Ja took shots at M by calling him Feminem, or saying, this track was really hard, to be honest. He could have even won this battle if only he hadn't fucked up with this line.
Was that track actually fire from my Eminem fans? Was that like one of the best diss tracks Ja Rule dropped? We might have to react to that.
Or saying, this track was really hard, to be honest. He could have even won this battle if only he hadn't fucked up with this line.
So what's Haley gonna be when she grows up?
Eminem initially wanted to stay out of this beef. But when Ja said that, he decided to join, as he later said.
I heard him say Haley's name on the song and I just lost it.
By the way, this was Eminem's response, a track named Haley's Revenge, where he brought up D12, Obi Trice, and even more brutally, his daughter Haley.
But I don't want to grow up to be like Ja Rule's little dirty ass kid.
M also didn't forget to remind everyone how Ja Rule was just copy. After this, the two camps traded disses tracks back and forth in about 1 year with some notable tracks. M later claimed that his side won this beef and eventually tried to cool down the situation.
And even though the battle was won, I feel like we lost it.
Eminem and 50 Cent continued to dominate the rap scene for years.
So besides that one that he said he think Ja Rule could have won it with, do y'all think Ja Rule had any other diss tracks that was like debatable, like he might have won with this one? What y'all think? Or was it like, nah, it wasn't even close?
This beef, and eventually tried to cool down the situation.
And even though the battle was won, I feel like we lost it.
Eminem and 50 Cent continued to dominate the rap scene for years and still stay relevant today. Meanwhile, Ja Rule's career went downhill dramatically after the beef.
Damn.
He just never recovers and
Damn, how
slowly
you go
fades
from-
from the industry.
How you go from 350,000 album sales down to 0? Golly. He ruined that man. Or did he go from 0 to 350 then back down to 150? I mean, 150 not bad. But it's like, damn, it's not 350.
Not entirely, but Eminem did play a part in the downfall of Ja Rule. Ja Rule is not the only one who made that fatal mistake of mentioning Eminem's daughter's name. This guy did the same thing at almost the same time.
Benzino.
For context,
This
Benzino
nigga
was the
had
co-founder of The Source, one of the biggest magazines about hip-hop at the time. As Eminem once stated,
When I was a kid growing up in the early 90s on hip hop, the source, as we used to know it, was the Bible of hip hop.
then guess what? The Source gave Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP, which is arguably his best album ever, 2 mics of 5. That got
That's
him
hating.
upset. He even got more furious when the magazine gave his 2002 album, The Eminem Show, 4 of 5.
Oh, so is this why he got the beef with Benzino? Because he was on some hating shit? I thought it was deeper than that.
Which is arguably his best album ever, 2 mics of 5. That got him upset. He even got more furious when the magazine gave his 2002 album, The Eminem Show, 4 of 5, which he believed should be 5. Eminem blamed Benzino for this, saying Benzino blocked his album from getting 5 just because he was white. Eminem wasn't totally wrong.
That's some hating shit.
Benzino later released a diss track, Put Your Skirt Up, aimed at M, with some lines like,
2003 Vanilla Ice, how you playing it?
Put Your Skirt Up
That
was
shit
not the
sound
only.
corny.
Benzino dissed M in another track named I Don't Wanna.
Can't walk through the hood without the men in black.
Eminem didn't sit there. The Detroit rapper
Please.
responded with several tracks, Invasion, The Sauce, and the famous Nail in the Coffin, arguably his best diss song ever.
Would never.
I gotta react to Invasion and I think The Sauce. Someone recommended. I reacted to Nail in the Coffin. I might do Invasion next, actually.
I Don't Wanna.
Can't walk through the hood without the men in black.
Eminem didn't sit there. The Detroit rapper responded with several tracks, Invasion, The Sauce, and the famous Nail in the Coffin, arguably his best diss song ever.
Would never claim to be no great Benzino.
That
I
was
don't know
when
about that.
Benzino lost his
He got a
mind.
couple.
He came out with Die Another Day, where he threatened Eminem's and his daughter's life.
Tell Haley it ain't safe no more. Daddy better watch your back at the candy store.
This triggered M's rage.
Ain't
He
nobody
replied
mad at no
aggressively
Benzino.
with Go to Sleep.
I mean,
Speak
nobody
on my
fucking
seeds
with
and
Benzino.
me no speak English.
The community also didn't like Benzino.
Nigga, your name Benzino. Who's scared of you? Go to sleep, like M said.
He came out with Die Another Day, where he threatened Eminem's and his daughter's life.
Tell Haley it ain't safe no more. Daddy better watch your back at the candy store.
This triggered M's rage. He replied aggressively with Go to Sleep.
Speak on my seeds and me no speak English.
The community also didn't like Benzino's moves either. Still, he didn't back down. He went further with publishing a really old track of M called Foolish Pride, with some racist lyrics towards black women in his magazine, The Source. If this happened today, M could be canceled to death. But not at
Benzino
that
is a
time.
weirdo for that.
He publicly apologized to fans, saying that the song was written when he was only 15 years old after breaking up with a black girl. Unlike
get
what
it.
Benzino expected, the hip-hop
M got his heart broken. He like, man, I ain't fucking with them again. He like, I ain't fucking with the black women again. They too aggressive for me.
apologized to fans, saying that the song was written when he was only 15 years old after breaking up with a black girl. Unlike what Benzino expected, the hip-hop community accepted M's apology. They also wildly regarded him as the winner of this beef. This marked the end of Benzino's career.
Bye-bye.
He was fired from The Source for
Bye.
using the magazine for his personal beef. His rap career was also
He just
over as
looked
if it
weird.
even started. Nowadays, whenever the name Benzino is brought up, the only thing they remember is that he was the loser of Eminem. So, it turns out not really wise to mention Eminem's daughter to diss him.
It's not.
Still, this guy did it. His
Who
name
did?
is Everlast, one member of the famous rap group House of Pain.
Why did I think this whole time Everlast was like some black shroom dude? I did not expect it to be him.
Brought up, the only thing they remember is that he was the loser of Eminem. So, it turns out not really wise to mention Eminem's daughter to diss him, huh? Still, this guy did it. His name is Everlast, one member of the famous rap group House of Pain. So, it's 1999. The two came across each other in a concert. Eminem didn't greet Everlast because he didn't recognize him, while Everlast thought it was Eminem, disrespecting him. Kinda an odd reason for a beef, but that was how it happened.
He was clout chasing.
Everlast's Eardrums Pop remix included some lines aimed at M. In turn, Eminem responded with, I remember.
Without the pain, without a fame, like someone doused the flame.
Everlast didn't just stand there. He came up with Whitey's Revenge.
Better run and check that kid for your DNA.
Here we go again.
He sounded like a black
Eminem
dude.
felt triggered and teamed up with his group D12 to blast on Everlast on a track called Quitter.
I mean, yeah,
Notice you, I had a shoulder to.
Everlast decided to stay silent after this because he felt he had said everything needed to be said.
he was clout
Years
chasing.
later, Be Real from Cypress Hill revealed that Everlast prepared a response to Quitter, but scraped it because he wanted to squash this nonsense beef. Since then,
He was clout chasing. He got a little 5 minutes of fame. He was like, all right, there's no need for me to diss anymore. I don't want my career to end like this. I just summed it up here.
years later, Be Real from Cypress Hill revealed that Everlast prepared a response to Quitter, but scraped it because he wanted to squash this nonsense beef. Since then, he and Eminem have been pretty cool to each other. Another guy dissed Eminem, and the beef also ended in his favor. But Everlast was not the only one who somehow survived after the beef. Those two painted face
He
guys
survived.
were insane clown posse.
What is this? Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy?
Not the only one who somehow survived after the beef. Those two painted face guys were insane clown posse. They originated from Detroit. Yes, you can see where this came from. So maybe Eminem is much more popular than ICP now, but in the late 90s, he was nobody compared to them. It was 1997
You
and
got the
Eminem
EP
just
on.
released Slim Shady EP. He wanted to host a party to celebrate this event, so he started to send flyers everywhere in Detroit. In the poster, he included ICP's name in the guest list. ICP wasn't really happy about it and they refused to attend.
No, man, what the f-? And I was like, man, don't be putting our name on that shit. And I walked away. You know, I guess he took it as a diss. Anyway, we didn't think much of it again.
But Eminem definitely remembered it. The next year, he released a song titled Till Hell Freezes Over with some blasts on ICP. In 1999, Eminem was signed by Dr.
yeah,
Dre's
yeah,
label,
yeah.
and his career skyrocketed. Then when asked about his problem with ICP, he said,
But to me personally, they're not rappers. You know what I'm saying? They can be wrestlers, they can be whatever they want to be, but they're not rappers. They're not.
this time ICP
That's what I said. Man, them niggas are like wrestlers. If anything, niggas talking about some fucking rap. Them niggas ain't rappers.
he said,
But to me personally,
Hold on.
they're not rappers. You know what I'm saying? They can be wrestlers, they can be whatever they want to be, but they're not rappers. They're not.
this time ICP had enough. And they released a dissy track toward M called Slim Ain't.
My name is Slim.
In 2000, Eminem's
Oh, he
second
dissed him.
album was out. There was a track named Marshall Mather that included many lines aimed directly at ICP
Claiming Detroit when y'all live 20 miles away.
and a skit called Ken Caniff, which was dedicated.
Oh, that's on cars. This is on her.
There was a track named Marshall Mather that included many lines aimed directly at ICP
Claiming Detroit when y'all live 20 miles away.
and a
Yeah,
skit
to that
called
one.
Ken Caniff, which was dedicated to dissing them. ICP responded with several diss tracks directly toward Eminem. Of all those tracks, the most notable one was Nothing But a Bitch Thing, which was a
Oh,
direct
shit.
response to Eminem's Marshall Mathers.
Be mugging and thugging, sitting on Dre left.
They continued to take shots at each other over the years until Proof, Eminem's closest friend and a pretty chill dude, arranged a bowling match between D12 and ICP to help those two squash this beef. Thanks to that, Eminem and ICP are pretty cool these days.
That's some grown man shit right there. If a lot of rappers nowadays would do that, like some shit like that, a lot of beefs would be squashed. But nowadays, everybody's so sensitive and they gotta look tough for the internet and the media. It's just like, man, get some money together. That was some gangster. That's real gangster shit right there.
Arranged a bowling match between D12 and ICP to help those two squash this beef. Thanks to that, Eminem and ICP are pretty cool these days. Talking about proof, there was a beef between another Eminem's friend, Royce Day 59, and his group D12, which he also helped sort out. So Royce was a friend of Eminem since the 90s, but he had problems with some of the D12 members. Royce released some diss tracks toward D12, which mentioned Eminem sometimes. But once again, proof was the savior. He and Royce coincidentally got arrested for using weapons at the same time. And then they were able to talk out their difference and reconcile.
Wait, hold on. Because I asked a question about this like a minute ago. Like yesterday I asked a question.
Talking about proof, there was a beef between another Eminem's friend, Royce Day 59, and his group D12, which he also helped sort out. So Royce was a friend of Eminem since the 90s, but he had problems with some of the D12 members. Royce released some diss tracks toward D12, which mentioned Eminem sometimes. But once again, proof was the savior. He and Royce coincidentally got arrested for using weapons at the same time. And then they were able to talk out their difference and reconcile. Of course, everything happened in jail. Proof sadly died not long after that.
Damn.
And Royce and Eminem, as well as the rest of D12, back to be close friends again, and remain like that these days.
That's good.
Royce Day 59 was once M's opponent, but
shout out to Proof, yo. He seemed like he was a great dude. He was always like keeping the nonsense and the BS to like a minimum. That's the type guy you want to have around, like if you a celebrity or just in general. He the type dudes you want to keep around you. He gonna keep you out of a lot of trouble, bro. It's sad that he passed though, man.
The rest of D12 back to be close friends again and remain like that these days. Royce Day 59 was once M's opponent, but then came back to be his friend. However, there's a reverse version of that story. Do you know what I refer to? This guy. He once was a young guy who idolized Eminem, like many other young rappers of his generation.
That's my idol.
But things turned sour. It started with a tweet from MGK mentioning Eminem's daughter. A bit creepy if you ask me, even when he said he had no disrespect toward M and, quote, M is king.
That was
Eminem.
like, how you know he don't play about his daughter? You gonna mention her and say no disrespect to him? And you wasn't even mentioning her like in a polite way. You ain't say, oh, she's pretty, she's beautiful. You said she's hot as F. Come on, you knew he was gonna come into your career. That's like calling a Reaper to come take you.
Things turned sour. It started with a tweet from MGK mentioning Eminem's daughter. A bit creepy if you ask me, even when he said he had no disrespect toward M and, quote, M is king. Eminem definitely thought it was disrespectful though. In his 2018 album Kamikaze, he dissed Kelly in the song Not Alike.
Keep commenting on my daughter.
That was hard. I heard that.
This was the reaction from Machine Gun Kelly. He celebrated because he knew exactly that his time had come.
He wanted some
Not
power.
long after Kamikaze,
That's all.
MGK surprised the world with a new track called Rap Devil, which was a direct diss toward Eminem. Here he talked about Eminem's daughter again.
I think my dad's gone crazy. Yeah, Haley, you right.
And how Eminem was trying to shelve his career.
Let's ask Interscope how you had Paul Rosenberg trying to shelf him.
While the community was still in shock by Rap Devil, just one.
I can't name one Machine Gun Kelly song, if I'm being honest. I'm not being a hater for his fans out there. Me personally, I can't name one song. I'm just saying, I can name multiple Eminem songs.
Here he talked about Eminem's daughter again.
I think my dad's gone crazy. Yeah, Haley, you right.
And how Eminem was trying to shelve his career.
Let's ask Interscope how you had Paul Rosenberg trying to shelf him.
While the community was still in shock by Rap Devil, just 1 week later, Eminem dropped his bomb, Kill Shot.
Someone called the Interscope and you Swayze.
Kill Shot obviously won the public easily over Rap Devil for various reasons. You could say it was because Eminem had a much larger fan base, or simply because Kill Shot was technically a better diss track.
You can't out-rap him.
Like many others above, MGK made the same mistake of dragging Haley's name into a song. But there was another reason Eminem responded to him so aggressively.
Like I'm trying to hinder his career, so I don't give a f*** about your career. Do you know how many f***ing rappers that are better than you? I don't care if you blow or if you don't blow. It doesn't matter to me.
After the beef, the two rappers continued to take shots at each other in interviews, concerts, and even songs. For MGK, that beef was a career-changing event for him. Some of his next projects like Binge EP or Hotel Diablo LP did okay. but it was still underwhelming by his standard. It seemed like the hate from the beef started to hurt his career.
But like, what standard did he ever have? I'm not hating, I just never heard his music before, like, so I don't, you feel me? I gotta fill me in if he got any good songs like that. But what I was about to say, most of these dudes seem like they was clout chasing. Like him, he seemed like he was definitely clout chasing, and or he seen his moment for clout, and then went into the opposite direction. He thought like, oh, my career about to shoot up after this, and you ended up your career getting ended.
Hotel Diablo LP did okay, but it was still underwhelming by his standard. It seemed like the hate from the beef started to hurt his career. That was why he started to switch genre into pop punk and rock music. He also changed his style to fit with this new direction. Many people mocked him for having to switch genre because of the beef with Eminem, but surprisingly, his pop punk era has been his peak of popularity. You can argue that he has fallen off as a rapper, but as a celebrity in general, I don't think so.
He made him switch genres. That's bad. I ain't gonna lie. That's when you know you really lost. He like, I gotta switch. That's like losing a football game and you switch sports to become a basketball player. Yo, that was a fire video though. W recommendation. WWW recommendation. I gotta react to some diss tracks next. I'm feeling like I'm in that dissing mood right now. But this was a W recommendation. Great video. I'm gonna get this video overall a 10 out of 10. And me personally, I feel like most of them was just clout chasing, except maybe the Benzino beef, the Ja Rule beef, and the beef with the two wrestling looking dudes. They seemed like they was actually, they could have got serious, more serious than what they were. But the MGK and the other one, there was just a bunch of clout chasing going on. That's all. Like it wasn't nothing crazy. Typical clout chasers got their careers ended by Eminem. Nothing new to see here, you know. We expected that from him. But this also helped me understand a lot of his diss tracks even more now, because I was confused on some of them. I knew they was hard, but I didn't know who he was really dissing, but now I understand. But this was a great video. With that being said, man, leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're not new, welcome back. Keep recommending. We gonna keep knocking these reactions out. I'm about to be on Twitch in a few, so I might try to pull something on YouTube to let y'all know. Or actually, what time is it? It's about like 12:53. I might be on there around like 1:30ish, depending on what time zone you're living. I'm in the U.S., Philadelphia, so like 1:30 here. But appreciate y'all support, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Peace.